Perfect.
Scared.
You're scared?
Yeah.
Well, the wind's kind of coming between here. We'll see if we can get up in the air quick enough. Maybe not.
Hey, welcome to Flight Test. We are the Joshes.
Hi.
You may have heard of us if you've ever seen the show
Joshes?
before.
That's the first time we've ever said the Joshes.
I know.
You're
I
switching
get
it up a
tired
little
of
bit.
doing the same thing all the time.
You're supposed to say, hi, my name is Josh, and this is Josh, and I say, hi.
Sorry to throw you for a loop.
That's okay. We are the Joshes.
That's right.
Yes.
And today we're talking about the AirCore series from Flyzone.
Yeah.
Pretty cool stuff.
And a matter of fact, it's very economical.
It is.
A lot of bang for the buck. They took an idea, which is the power core.
Right here. This is your core. Yeah.
And they've taken a step farther than our swappables, haven't they?
Right.
They've added servos with magnetic linkages into their power core. And on top of that, you got a nice, beautiful brushless motor. You got this crazy hub that holds the prop. We'll talk about that in a minute. ESC and the little receiver. And it's a very clean, tight bundle.
It's nice.
The odd thing is, the battery just kind of sticks right there.
It's kind of ugly.
Kind of ugly. But you know what? It's hidden.
Yeah. You're not going to see it anyway.
Yeah, you're not going to see it. So no complaints there.
So we have the Miss America P51. There she is. Miss America.
That was.
You don't know that song?
I
don't watch
really.
pageants.
I've
heard the song on
totally
iTunes
hand
or
over your
something.
main card right now.
But anyway, so
Yeah.
inside you already have your servo rods there, and they have the magnets that connect with the magnets to the core.
Exactly. And also a little bit of history here. AirCore has been around a lot longer than this our swappables. It was actually one of the key inspirations for the FT swappable series. Back when I used to fly in the field, they used this amazing core plast material, and they had these printed planes, and you put them together with contact cement. And they're, quite frankly, really ugly.
Yeah.
But the things were nearly indestructible. But when you did finally destroy them, I remember a guy just rolled the thing into a ball. He took out 4 screws and he just pulled this whole sled out.
Pulled out the guts.
He pulled out the guts, and it was his servos, his motor, his speed control, everything was on
The
there.
soul was still intact.
Yes, because frankly, you can't strap a 25 to 35 size motor on core plast. You needed something harder and stronger, and they had a really great weight, and it's very similar to this. It was a long sled that fastened on both sides of the fuselage, a tremendous amount of strength. But that was the idea back when we went to go to the swappable series, to have something that's interchangeable.
So you just take the soul and you put it into a different body.
Yeah, you want to do that now?
Sort of like possession.
Actually, you know it's a lot easier? We got to put the prop on first.
Okay.
But that's something we found out really quickly.
We found out it's a pretty cool feature though too. Breakaway prop.
Breakaway.
Which we've used. We've had like 3 flights so far,
Yeah,
and we've used the breakaway prop 3 times.
3 times. It's very easy and happily broken away. So make sure if you pick up your airplane after landing in the grass, look for your prop.
Yeah,
don't just
it's
walk away.
probably around somewhere.
It's a tiny thing. And also, check this out. The spinner has a little piece of like fuel tubing inside there. So it doesn't stick on or glue on or Velcro on or magnet on. It just pushes on.
Nice.
And it's ingenious. It's so simplistic.
Okay.
All right?
Let's show them how it goes in.
Yeah, well, let's show them how to prop, because you really need to put your prop on before you slide this thing in. Remember when we tried to push it, it like slid the whole tray there? There's little tiny splines on this hub on the prop, and you can see there's like a little receiver cup. You just line up your splines and just pop it in.
Nice.
So all the torque is there, but it breaks away. Mm-hmm. Have you ever had those moments where it's kind of awkward?
All the time.
Yeah.
I'm having one right now.
Yeah, a little bit, huh? It's the prolonged eye contact, really. Mm-hmm. This was awkward to fly. It was, I'm sure it can be dialed in, but there's something missing on this design. They present it as a trainer.
Yeah.
You tried to fly this, right?
Yeah.
And you didn't crash it.
I didn't, but I was basically just surviving.
Yeah, it was surviving. Now, we put this up in the air, and you're flying
much more
figure eights.
stable. Much more stable.
And we're going to show you that in a second, but long story short, I don't know what the deal is with this. We'll tweak this out and let you know if we have any success. My guess is just excessively tail heavy. So here's the cool thing. When you go from one airplane to the other, like this is a 3-channel, there's no ailerons.
No.
It automatically knows to have your aileron servo act for your rudder. It links up, perfectly. You don't have to change any settings in your radio. But when you slid into this one, your canopy's on backwards, by the way. There you go. When you slid in this one, it automatically knew, hey, I'm a 4-channel, so it knew to take the rudder servo, connect to the rudder, and the ailerons to the ailerons.
Nice. That's pretty smart.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. And as far as versatility, it doesn't only stop with the airplanes. You have a tremendous selection of radios.
Right.
You can use the AnyLink.
You can use the AnyLink system, so you can use pretty much any kind of radio you want
If
to.
you like Futaba, Horizon, things like that, you can use that.
Yeah.
Or you can go anywhere. They actually sell this cute
He's
little...
so cute.
It's a little baby.
Little 4-channel, it's so tiny.
Yeah, it's just crazy tiny. You can go small scale, small price. You can also go to their 6-channel. Or if you know you like flying and this is an indoor season plane for you, and you have an Aurora 9X, the new one, this talks SLT protocol, which means you can just go ahead and bind right to these.
Nice.
And I think that's exceptional to have all that versatility where you can pick your radio, you don't have to go with a certain brand, you have the freedom to choose.
All right.
You want to put it up in the air?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Okay,
All right.
we are out here. Now, one key thing with these, and also with every model, you always want to make sure all your controls work, especially with this one, because whenever you change your power core,
Yeah, don't assume that the magnets are automatically going to line up and clip.
Yeah.
This servo arm right here didn't automatically magnet together, so we had to actually do that.
now it's possible when you move it a little bit, it'll go, but you don't want to have to be halfway in the air and have
Yeah,
the
just
thing-
check it to make sure.
Check it and make sure. This thing has a ton of power, and also another key feature with Miss America especially, and also the principal,
Yeah.
the landing gear is removable.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So we were laughing about how, it always slips over. If you're in tall grass and you can't take off, pull off the landing gear, save yourself some damage on the bottom.
And they come with their own little battery, tiny battery here.
Yeah, 250 milliamp 2-cell, and that's kind of a downer in a way because it's not a really it's a common size, but it has a unique connector.
Right.
Like the little, I think they
Not
call them
universal.
microDeans or something.
Yeah.
It's not as universal, but they do give you a standard charging port, which is really nice. So you can use a lot of your 2-cell chargers, which is great. Just keep in mind, 250 milliamp. Don't charge it at 2 amps. Bad things happen.
All right.
All right, you want to put it up in the air?
Let's do it.
Now, everything I complained about the Principal with, this thing is pretty awesome. Like,
Much more stable.
yeah, the Principal when we flew it had issues with every time we would take it around and give it full throttle, it would do a loop.
Yeah.
Knife edge is nice too. Look at that.
Cool.
You can
Nice.
see the thing is pretty darn fast. Let's go
Yeah.
ahead and see how it stalls now. And full back.
It's got a little tip
That's
to
a pretty respectable stall. That's pretty darn good. Look at that. Let's full up. Still have aileron control. That's good. It's ironic that the P51 in my mind right now is a better trainer because it's bank and yank than
Right,
the other
yeah.
one. All right, some fun aerobatics.
it. Sure.
You're gonna just do all your basic stuff. You're gonna do inverted. You're gonna do wing overs and hammerheads. The rudder's a little anemic, but it's nice because it's just soft enough that you won't get yourself in too much trouble. The control authority is great. I'm flying 30% expo now on it. I think when you flew it, it had 100% with no expo.
Yeah.
Turns nice and tight, doesn't drop a tip. Now Mustangs generally aren't known for having general stall characteristics, and I was really concerned that when we took this up, because it looked like just basically a squished down version of a Mustang
Right.
that would have really bad, warbird tendencies. But it does it.
This hilly terrain is so scary.
It's not bad
You're
though.
flying low to the ground, the hill
Yeah,
pops out
tell
of
you what,
nowhere.
I haven't even trimmed this thing. Let's go ahead and trim it up and hand it to you. What do you say?
Sure.
I like it. That feels pretty good. There you are, brother.
Thanks.
Now, whenever you're handing the controls to somebody, always make sure you put it in the wind going away from you. Don't go ahead and put it towards them or going with the wind or crosswind. Try to get it going away from you and point it into the wind at all times. What do you think, man?
It's nice. It responds instantly on a dime.
Do you think it's a little too touchy, or are you happy with
It's
the
a little
controls?
bit touchy, but you know what? I kind of like it. I think it's a good intermediate plane because of that reason. It helps you to kind of control your movements.
Yeah.
And keep everything nice and small.
Well, the nice thing is with Expo, it softens up the center stick, so you can have the ability to really crank on it. But if you're doing long, low passes, the higher the Expo gives you a softer stick in the center. And as a matter of fact, we did a beginner series that we have. You can go ahead and see that. And we talked about droids and Expos. It'll be linked below. You're doing great, man.
Nice, thanks, man.
Hey, do you want to go in and smoosh it in for a landing?
Sure.
Don't worry about hitting the concrete.
You want me to try it?
Yeah, just throttle back and just keep the wings level going into the wind.
Okay.
And look at the glide slope too. Beautiful. Fantastic.
I
This
might
will probably
have even.
be-
I
You
kept the
kept
prop
the prop.
on. Kept the prop
You
on.
kept the prop.
That's the first.
That's the very first. That's all. You know what? I kind of feel guilty.
What?
Well, we've been dogging on the front, so we should give
We
it
did.
a-
Yeah, and we did make a little alteration to it.
Yeah, and here's some
yeah,
good
let's go ahead and
advice.
bring that in.
Yeah, bring that in there. And as a matter of fact, all you need to fly this airplane is a friend who is loaded. I mean, loaded with money.
Yeah.
And hey, Alex, got some money?
How much do you?
Probably
35 cents?
I got 30.
Let's just try the quarter.
All right. Well,
So what we did is we cut a little mouth here.
actually, this is Chad Capper's done. He put the mouth on this plane, and it's perfect. And yeah,
Let's go with the quarter.
Let's start with the quarter here. Just kind of shove him in there. Because what we were saying before is we think it was a little bit tail heavy.
Yeah.
And sadly, you know, you theoretically could shift your battery more forward. There's really no shifting more forward on this thing. That's about as forward as it can go because this guy has 2 little magnets.
So we've added the quarter for weight, not just so that your plane has a grill, but it's also for weight.
It does kind of look cute. You want to give me a run up? Awesome. You want to throw it?
Let's throw it.
All right, so round 2 with the principal.
Ready?
Oh, that's much better. Now, the one thing, it's funny, I was full throttle. Okay, here's full throttle doing nothing.
That's no elevator.
You too can do a loop just by giving it full throttle. But the neat thing is right now it would be tip stalling. Remember that, Josh?
Yeah.
It doesn't tip stall anymore. So
we
it
just need
definitely
a little bit more weight in the front.
a little bit more weight and maybe a little bit a change, either more down thrust in the power core or the wing. But
Yeah, because the wings, the angle of attack on the wings makes it go into a loop automatically.
yeah, it's pretty crazy. Well, it's a very high lift airfoil, but now it's flying pretty hands off.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, here. Oh, don't worry, it's trimming.
Why is it?
Too much throttle.
Yeah, you gotta. There's a sweet spot on the throttle right about half. You go a little above it, it constantly wants to climb, and you gotta push it down, then it gets too fast. If you drop it below, then you want to keep level, you stall. So, I still am not that impressed with this plane, but at least it doesn't stall spin, and it's not really squirrely in the air anymore.
Not as squirrely.
Not as squirrely. All right. What do you say I bring this in with close?
Very little movements. Very little movements on this one. Maybe that's why it's a trainer.
The rudder's hysterical. Do you see the rudder?
It's like
on
taking
it?
your finger and saying no.
Oh, look at the spin!
Are you? What do you? Oh, I didn't know if you were in control of that or not.
No, it does. Oh, we gotta land this. We gotta show them the rudder.
Oh yeah.
This is funny. It is a lot better now. You want to catch it? Oh!
Breakaway prop works every time.
Oh! Here's another cool feature. Say you want your friend to catch the plane and you just fly it into them.
Yeah.
Okay? Well, this thing kind of just blows right back into the fuselage. The magnets release, and you simply can pull out the air core or the power core and reseat it with about a half an hour of jigging. Why can't I reseat you? There we go. Look at that. Oh,
Right back, Rick.
we have some damage. All right, well, let's just show them the rudder here. That's the rudder. So that's a freakishly small rudder.
It is very.
So apparently they had to dial that way back to keep it from doing adverse things.
Right.
And with that much rudder, we were able to get that tight spin. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So what, my opinion?
Yeah,
America?
definitely.
Awesome.
51's way to go.
This, kind of
Not
like
so
this.
much, yeah. And
Yeah.
With the nose weight, we're kind of like this.
But the power core idea, the whole swappable feature,
It's great.
absolutely
Very cool.
awesome.
All right, well, thank you guys for watching, and thanks to Audible.com for sponsoring this episode. If you go to audible.com/flight test,
Yes.
you can get one free download of a audiobook on there, and they have over 150,000 different titles. And there's one that Chad's reading, actually.
Yeah,
It's called
the E-Myth Revisited.
The E-Myth Revisited, and that's by Michael E. Gerber.
Yes.
And basically, if you are an entrepreneur or a business owner, there's a lot of cool stuff that you can learn from this
A
book.
lot of food for thought, and frankly, from talking to Chad, some of it's kind of convicting. But
But he
good
means
stuff.
that in a good way.
Yeah, good food for
In a
thought.
good way. Yeah, so go to audible.com/flight test and get your free download.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys next
See you
time.
next time.